Hey Tim, this video is specifically to you. Now, I know you end up following a lot of RPG channels, and it's very unlikely that you're going to end up seeing this, but on the off chance, I'm hoping that you do. For anyone who might, for some reason, I'm not sure why, decide to end up watching this video, let me recap. Tim, Samwise 7 RPG, has kind of hit a low point. Now, one thing I empathize with him heavily when it is coming down to some of the things that he struggles with, and he's very open about it, very honest about it, lays down where he is internally and what he's doing about it. That takes a lot of guts. That takes a commitment to end up trying to lay it out as is and not just end up talking about the high points, but the low points as well. And he hit a low point that made him consider actually deleting his channel. I ended up seeing this post on the RPG Brigade, but quite frankly, some of the people who are responding are far better and perhaps a little bit more qualified to end up giving him the kind of support and thoughts that he needed to end up considering something to rethink his position. Now, these are my thoughts on the whole matter. Tim, I'm going to be addressing you from this point on. I cannot express on how grateful I am that you managed to pull yourself from the brink of deleting your content. The fact of the matter is it's content creators like you who have made me start doing this. And right now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep up because if you end up looking around, I have a different thought process when it's coming down to a few things. And I will admit, a lot of my stuff is taken as ideas that I got from someplace else and thoughts that I kind of compounded with a one or another and just putting my own spin on it. I've learned more from this RPG community and your content as well, included in that. That has helped elevate my games, that has helped elevate me as a player and as an individual. That's not something I can say about many other hobbies, I should say. And you should consider on just how prized that content you produced is. It's clear that you're going through tough times. No one can really understand that situation. It is different for everybody. They experience those emotional highs and lows. All we can do is try and understand and to think of the kind of stress that you must have been under that made you want to just say, screw it. I'm just going to burn everything down, just throw it away. That's a powerful, very powerful mindset, not necessarily for the positive. So I can't tell you on how happy and proud I am that you managed to end up stepping away from that precipice. I know that you on occasion take a look at my channel, but all I want you to do, if you got a minute, is browse just how many videos I've put up. Why am I saying this? Because you were thinking about your content and what you've brought up. And you're thinking all those videos that have shown you becoming the person you are right now, expressing your hobby and trying to bring that kind of passion that you can only find in a very select few players, putting it on screen, bare to the world, your knowledge and your perspective. You ended up doing so. I was probably one of the many people who ended up smiling the whole time watching you try and take down our main man. Yeah, and if you haven't figured it out yet, yeah, I'm a big fan of what Ander does. It's helped out a lot as far as I'm concerned. Same thing with the Gentleman Gamer, Matthew Dawkins. These channels helped build my abilities in role playing, and I count you, Tim, as one of those. The reason I say look back into my own content is I want you to look back at that and realize that not only is it your content that you've produced, but indirectly are also responsible for other bits of content produced. You ended up asking people a bunch of questions and asked for responses, and we have given them. You have made us produce this kind of content to give people something to think about and something to take from those and put in their own lives, put in their own games, put in their own hobbies. That's entirely on you. You end up taking the route of wanting to delete your channel, that kind of stress, and we would mourn for that. That all being said, if it ever comes to the day where this becomes too much, I ask only this. Say your goodbyes, leave the channel as is, and leave it as a footprint. Leave it as a footprint that this is what you did, this is who I've built up, this is what I have done. Because as soon as you hit that delete button, all that time is gone. Whether for good or ill, it has been a part of your life and has been a very major one. I mean, you're a fairly successful YouTube channel. Myself, hell, at this point, I've been building content for months and I'm still struggling to get my first 100 subscribers. I want to end up being able to reach that level. Would love to end up having a chance to end up playing a game with you. I considered offering, but I figured, you want to know what? We're going to hold back on that for a minute. You know why? Because I realized, especially after the video you posted, on just how many games and how much you are involved in it. You're in it to win it. So, continue on. I want to end up seeing where those games go. I do want to be one of those people who ends up hearing about you giving a synopsis of what has happened in your games. I want you to go about it, and I don't want you to care if it's a good recap video or a bad recap video. What I want you to care about is making the recap video. Tell us what kind of games you're playing in. We want to hear about this. We want to hear about these games. I mean, heck, I end up posting my own games up from time to time, and maybe they're not much to brag about, but they show a lot of what I like to do and show how I like to play. And the best teacher I can be is through example. And that's something I ended up picking up from you. End up watching some of these games done by a whole bunch of other players, and wow, they just don't come often enough. Especially the high quality stuff, the stuff that engages. You have a talent for that. Never, ever let somebody end up taking that away from you. Now, on to a less serious note, Tim. You dare invoke the hair gods, the follicle gods, when I'm viewing? Yes, you should be jealous of anybody who can grow facial hair. It does end up adding a certain prestige. However, it comes with a curse. I want you to gaze into this future. Understand that for great manly facial hair, there is a cost, and it must be paid in full. Blade taken to skin and scalp. And soon, that dead ferret, as you call it, upon your chin will grow into a mighty dwarven beard. Know this to be true. It has been decreed. Maybe someday, if you're brave enough to take steel to scalp, you too will understand the blessing of gorgeous facial hair. I want you to remember, Tim. Learn to laugh. Take hold on those moments. They're not there forever. Joy is fleeting, definitely. The key is not to worry if it's coming or where it went. The key is to take hold of it in the now, being present in the moment, as you need to be if you're a good storyteller, and I know you are. I look forward to seeing your channel grow. I look forward to hearing the recaps of your games. I want to end up seeing more thoughts. I want to see more posts about the RPG brigade. I want to see you heading up the next day at Brigade Con. I want to see compilations. I want to end up seeing you take on my main man. And you know it's going to be a smackdown, brother. You know. I need you to know. So, I'm hoping that this video is giving you something to think about. Not often I end up doing direct video responses, but there's a reason I've done at least 2 for you. Understand that the community that you're a part of thinks of you as worthwhile, thinks of your content as worthwhile. And we never judged you as an individual, whether you end up making a video of wearing pineapples upon your head, your unshaven scalp, or if it's just you talking about the things you've ended up going through in therapy and what conclusions you draw. You gotta take care of yourself first, brother, but understand, we're pulling for you.